So thank you very much for attending, and I'm briefly presenting the agenda of today's meeting. My name is Elke Dahl. I represent the two projects that are collaborating to organize this, Policy Answers and MSCAdvocacy. We're going to have a keynote from the Research Executive Agency from Amir Spahic. We're going to learn about the offers of the MSCA project, and we're going to meet the national contact points from the Western Balkans. And then we have a success story presentation where Goran Stojanovic from the University of Novi Sad will share his experiences, and at the end, some evaluators' perspective, and then we'll see how far we get also to address some of your further questions. So I see, without much further ado, I can invite our first keynote speaker. So Amir is with us in the meeting, and he can also share his screen, I think. So this is going to be exciting to test that. And in the meantime, I can also invite you to visit the Western Balkans Info Hub theme on researcher mobility as well. So Amir, I would close my sharing and give the floor to you. Amir, I have seen that you have joined, so I'm not sure if there is an issue with your audio or with your presentation. Okay. Well, what we could do is turn a little bit the agenda around, or let's see if Amir manages to get his presentation going. I see you now. I cannot hear you yet.
Hello,
yes.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Okay, I had some issues with my sound. Okay, so it's me?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Okay, give me just a few seconds to
Would you like me to share your presentation? No, there it is. Wonderful. Amir, we cannot hear you. I think you're already speaking, but we cannot hear you. Can you unmute yourself? I heard you before, so it cannot be.
Is it okay now?
Yes, now we hear you.
Sorry for this technical trouble. So I just said hello, and I said thank you for inviting me to present today. So I hope I'll motivate some of you to apply for the ongoing call for the staff exchanges and the Marie Curie Sklodowska actions. For this call, there is around 78 million euros available, and the deadline is, I think, 28th of February next year. So still plenty of time to prepare good proposals. This unique funding scheme is part of Horizon Europe program, and it supports career development of researchers and fosters cooperation and knowledge sharing between research and innovation organizations. So my today's presentation will have three parts. First, I will just briefly mention the policy background and Horizon Europe structure. I will not provide a lot of details because I would like to focus more on MSCA staff exchanges, and I have only 20 minutes for my presentation. So after the short introduction, we will cover the most important information about the Staff Exchanges program. It was just opened in October, so a month ago. And I already told you that the deadline is in February, so still plenty of time to prepare a proposal, and also maybe a good and important information. This action is one of the highest success rates among all Horizon Europe programs, so it's around 30%. So it's quite high compared to other Horizon Europe calls and even to other MSCA actions. And my last part, I will just, if the time allows me, I will just present you how the evaluation process goes and maybe give you some tips how to prepare a good proposals and based on which criteria the proposals are selected. And also, if I forget later, I'm pretty sure that there is a lot of you there in the audience who can participate as experts as well. So if you are not participating any proposals in this call, you can be selected as experts. So if you did not register yet, look for participant portal and look for information how to register as expert. So this is also very nice experience, and it will give you a lot of input how to prepare your own successful proposals. Yeah. Then just a few words about policy background. So Horizon Europe is the EU's key funding program for research and innovation. There are three main pillars. First pillar, excellent science. Then pillar two, global challenges and European industrial competitiveness. And then pillar three, innovative Europe. Just a moment. So the budget is around 95 billion euros, and it will last for 7 years. So it's already ongoing. So it will last until 2027. Previous program was Horizon 2020, and it also had a 7-year cycle. Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, or MSCAs for short, are part of excellent science pillar, so the first pillar, alongside the European Research Council and research infrastructures. The total budget for MSCA is around 6.6 billion euros, so quite a lot. Further, there are 5 main MSCAs. In today's webinar, I will brief you on the staff exchanges section, and perhaps this is the least known of all 5. So you can see in my slide which are the other Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions. And looking back to impressive results of MSCA in Horizon 2020, I can say that more than 65,000 researchers got support, of which more than 40% come from outside of EU. So this is very impressive. Then more than 1,000 doctoral programs were financed. More than 4,500 companies got support. More than 50% of supported researchers were female, and this has even bigger emphasis in this new program, Horizon Europe. And then let's see what the Staff Exchanges project is expected to address and deliver. I will introduce the main features in the next set of slides, and I do not know if you will have some questions. I do not see it now in my screen, but maybe Elke can stop me, and I can provide you answers during my presentation. You don't have to wait until the end of my presentation. Okay, so like all MSCA actions, the main characteristics are bottom-up approach. So all research areas and topics are eligible. So we do not have, like many other Horizon Europe calls, you have defined topics, and then you have to adapt, you have to propose something. But here, everything is open. So whatever is your field, you can apply. Then collaboration is done through exchange of staff. We call it secondment or secondments. So we do not have salaries or direct costs involved. We just give a contribution to a duration of secondments or duration of exchange of staff. All the projects have international, intersectoral, and interdisciplinary component. What does it mean? So all the projects need to involve several countries. What's interesting that almost all countries around the world can participate. Then we support intersectoral cooperation. When I say intersectoral, I mean different sectors, academic and non-academic. And interdisciplinary means that we support, or we like to see cooperation between different scientific disciplines within the same project. So exchanges are possible between 1 and 12 months. So you can have it in different split stays, not necessary that you stay for 1 month in single exchange or 12 months. So you add up duration during the whole project life cycle, which is usually 48 months. So I know that many of you work at universities, and you also have some teaching, but 1 month in 4 years, I think is manageable for most of you. Yeah. Then we have a lot of non-academic partners in staff exchange projects. So it is open for companies as well. And compared to other Horizon Europe projects, we have a very high participation of non-academic sector. And then we do not check only scientific deliverables. Of course, this is very important, or the most important component, but I would say equally important is also this cooperation, transfer of knowledge. So it is very specific to this this action. So this maybe not just scientific deliverables, but also this cooperation and exchange. Then it's not only reserved for PhDs, so PhD candidates or even technical staff, administrative staff can participate, but only in case they are involved in research activities. So we do not check the type of, let's say, type of staff, but the activities they perform within the project. So even if someone is a professor but does some purely administrative stuff, this is not eligible for secondments. It has to have some research work behind. Then compared to other Horizon Europe projects, this action is very simple to manage because we only use unit costs. We do not care about direct cost or exchange rates, things like this. So then funding is not meant to replace salary. So researchers involved should already have a work contract or should be employed at their sending organizations. Not just staff, but also PhD students. We account them as eligible for exchanges. And just based on the duration of the exchange of the stay at the host organization, you get a budget. And we do not have a country coefficient. So for all the countries around the world, there is the same unit cost, which is 4,600 euros per 1 month of secondment. And then who is eligible to participate? So consortium of minimum 3 legal entities in 3 different countries, and 2 of which in different EU member states or Horizon Europe associated countries. If we only have organizations from the same sector, then one organization must come from a non-associated third country. When I say non-associated, I mean associated to the Horizon Europe program, and you can find a list of countries in the participants portal. And which staff is eligible? I already told you that it's not exclusively for PhDs or professors. So all the staff is involved in research work can be eligible for exchanges. And when I say staff, it's not also just meant for people who have work contracts. So we leave it open to the, let's say, national legislation or the practices who can be, how to say, considered as a staff of a sending organization. Yeah. But the important is that people need to be associated with the sending organization at least 1 month prior the first secondment. So if they start working today, they cannot travel tomorrow. They need to be employed at least for 1 month. Then you can see here in this slide which kind of exchanges are eligible for funding. So you can see that exchanges within the same country are not eligible. So you cannot get support to travel within the same country. And also we do not support financially exchanges between associate partners based in third countries. So flows from EU and associated countries to third countries or third countries to EU are eligible for funding. And also you can see that 1/3 of secondments, 1/3 of secondments are eligible within EU in case they are interdisciplinary. So that means different scientific disciplines involved. Then you can have up to 1/3 of such secondments. In previous program, it was not allowed. So the same sector secondments within EU and associated countries was not allowed. But in this new program, it can be up to 1/3 if it's interdisciplinary. And what does the staff exchanges fund? So maybe first to start, sorry. So there are two types of costs: category A, we call it category A or staff cost, and category B, institutional cost, which can further be divided under research and training and networking costs, and management and indirect costs. So I already told you that 1 month of secondments is 1 unit cost, so you get 4,600 euros. But of this 4,600 euros, 2,300 euros have to be allocated for the benefit of the exchange researcher. So you have to prove that 2,300 euros were directly given to the benefit of researcher. If you can calculate in this part travel tickets, hotels, whatever, but if there is still some funds left, there is still some difference, you have to top up, so it reaches 2,300 euros. And then, and this part of cost is being audited in case you have audit, so you really have to have proof that you allocated 2,300 euros to the researcher. And this category B part of the cost, it's not being part of checks, so it's also 2,300 euros combined, and but this remains at the institution. Of course, we say those funds also have to be spent for the benefit of the projects, but we do not check the details. Anything else I can say here? Well, just to summarize, maximum duration of a project is 4 years or 48 months. Secondments are from 1 to 12 months per researcher. In case there are interdisciplinary secondments, then the same sector exchanges within EU and associated countries can go up to 1/3 of total duration of secondments. 1 unit cost is 4,600 euros, and there are two categories. So the first one, staff cost, and then institutional cost. And the total budget for this year is 78, around 78 million euros. Then, okay, those are the dates, but you can find all the information about the submission of proposals in the Funding and Tender Opportunities portal. Important that all the, I told you that not individuals, but the organizations, legal entities can participate only. So all organizations have to have a PIC number. This is the identifier number which you get when you register in Funding and Tenders Opportunities portal, and there is the link. Those are some dates, what you can expect from this call. So the deadline is in February next year, and you can expect start of projects in November next year. You can also use MSCA REA website to check the details. You can also check the details in the portal itself. Important that you take a look at all the important reference documents. So the most important one, a guide for applicants and the work program, but then also you have some other useful resources, frequently asked questions. So it's very important to be well aware of all the goals of this specific action, so you can have a better project proposal. The proposal itself is structured in two parts, part A and part B, but I think this is not maybe so relevant for this short presentation. And then this is the overview of the evaluation process. So after we receive your proposals, we have 3 external experts, individual experts who check your proposal and give scoring. Then they meet and reach consensus. In case they cannot reach consensus, then we invite additional experts, and then until this consensus is reached. And then we have a ranking list, and those which let's say get to the funds available for this year will get the funding. So the top number. Usually we also have some invitations from the reserve list in case there are some savings during the or some projects do not sign the grant, so we have some funds, additional funds available. Then we can also invite some projects from the reserve list. So there are three criteria: excellence, impact, and quality and efficiency. I don't have time to go through all these details. You will have all this information in the guide for applicants. But yeah, maybe just to conclude with some tips and tricks. So check all those reference documents. So this is really important. Check the guidelines. Always keep in mind this EU dimension, because that's where the funding comes from. So you have to address how your proposal addresses EU policy priorities. Then also it's very beneficial for your proposal if you can get someone who was not involved in the preparation of proposal to check your proposal, and you can ask them questions and see if the person get what you really intended with your proposal. So in that case, you will also be sure that evaluators who will read your proposal will also get your message. So sometimes we say it's also good to educate a bit evaluators, so you do not assume that they know all the details about you, or all the details about participating organizations. So you try to explain, and you use simple words, so so everyone understands the importance of your project and or your idea. Yeah, and also keep in mind that we like to find something which will be sustainable, so something which will result in long-term cooperation, and of course you have a network of your national contact points, and they really have a lot of information which can help you to prepare successful proposals. Yeah, so this was just a short introduction, but you can get some more information, and you can establish contact directly with the people involved behind this call. So we will have our own info day in December 8th. So you can find the invitation, all the information in REA, Research Executive Agency website. Okay, so Elke, I could not do it shorter.
Thank you very much. I tried to kind of help a little bit in the chat with a few links. I hope that was useful also for the colleagues. And I would give the floor to Véronique Sordet, whom we invited to present the network of the Marie Sklodowska-Curie Actions National Contact Points, as there is a really great service that you can receive, both on the one hand side from that project and from the NCPs in general. Véronique, I think you should be able to unmute yourself and share your screen.
I am. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for your invitation. I will try to share my presentation. Let's see. I share my screen. Okay, do you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Perfect. I will start then. Hello, everyone. So as you mentioned, my name is Véronique Sordet. I'm part of the coordination team of the MSCA Net project. MSCA is the project for the MSCA national contact points. You all have a contact points in your country, can support you with application, but all together we also work to support the research community for their application with MSCA, and I will show you how. So as I mentioned, the project is starting from the 1st March. We have a 3 years activity, and we have 26 beneficiaries around Europe and the world to carry out this project. What is important for you is to know that the scope of the project is, first of all, to improve the professionalization of the NCP. And this is important for you because it's also to ensure that you, NCP, in your country will be able to deliver you quality services. But the second scope is also to support you as an applicant to an MSCA action with several documents. So we are working into 5 work package. We have a specific work package for the widening country and the third country where we dedicate tailor-made services. And to know what they are, beside what I'm going to present you today, I encourage you to have a look at our website. So now, first for staff exchange, what document are we producing? Those documents are additional documents from the one you can find from the European Commission platform. They are not official documents, but as you know, the role of the NCP is to advise the applicant for an MSCA project, and we try to collect this knowledge we have and all the recommendations and we have into useful documents. So we have first this document, which is a collection of graphs on the previous staff exchange call, where you can have a look on who participate and have different background statistic knowledge on what are the staff exchange project. But more interesting for you as an applicant, we produce for each call, each MSCA action, each year a handbook. This handbook will support you with your staff exchange application step by step with all the recommendations from the NCPs. So it's an additional document from the guide for applicant that you can find or from the template, but it follows the same structure. It means, for instance, if you take the excellence part, the first you say, okay, this is what we recommend you to put in this part of your proposal. And we also will find here some comments from a previous project evaluation. We try also to put for each part of the proposal some useful extra document. For instance, if you are struggling with the impact part, you are not sure what to complete, or sometimes it's also very important to understand the political background of each part. We, in this document, provide you with the links and the additional reading you will need to complete this part properly. We also have this, the so-called policy brief. So policy brief are here to explain what is expected for you under some chapter requests in your proposal, such as how to tackle the gender aspect in your project. So we create the policy briefs on the gender, the Green Deal, the mission, and the open science, tailor-made for the MSCA action. So you will, because sometimes it's difficult to figure out with MSCA, since it's a requirement for Horizon Europe, what's behind and what you should put in your project proposal. So by reading this document, when you have a doubt, you will gain extra knowledge. We also have a matchmaking platform, so Staff Exchange. So if you are struggling in finding partners to build up your project, or simply you are in an institution and would like to gain visibility among the research community by being active on MSCA and make that the scientific community aware that you can register your department, your institution, or yourself as a researcher in this platform. And the scope is that we match the different requests, and you will be able to find a partner for your project. This is done for any kind of institution, can be also for companies. If you like in another action be a supervisor, you can register on this platform. It's free of charge, and from time to time, depending on the call, we have some event, what we call the matchmaking event, when we link the different people together and we allow to talk to them, and while creating some synergy for future consortium. We also have an FAQ blog, because since we are contacted by researchers every week, we do not always have all the answers, and maybe you, NCP, does not have an answer for your specific question, for your specific case. So what we do is that we contact the other NCPs around Europe, and then we ask whether they have the similar experience, whether they share the same issue, and once we have an answer, we put them into our FAQ blog. So it's a FAQ blog additional to the official EC one, but they are very practical cases and practical information. So maybe if you go to the Staff Exchange and have a look here on what are the questions that applicants are asking, you may gain a little bit knowledge on the Staff Exchange. And if you want to be sure that you understood properly the Staff Exchange before submitting a proposal, I encourage you to have a look at our self-assessments tool. You can select the action, Staff Exchange, and then you will have a series of question and answer in a playful way, as a quiz. And like that, you can test whether you understood properly the Staff Exchange. And you can do that for every MSCA action. That was it on my side. I put you the link here on our website where you can find all the different tools and documents that I just presented you to support you with your application. And of course, for any other question, contact UNCP in your respective country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Veronique. And in order to enable you to contact your NCP in your country, this is the next session of our presentation here now. So I will be sharing my screen again, and you will be hearing first from Alexandra, the national contact point from North Macedonia. I invited each of the NCPs to share a few tips and tricks with you and introduce themselves to you. Alexandra, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Elke. It's such a pleasure to be here today. I'm Alexandra Martinovska-Stojčeska. I come from North Macedonia. I'm NCP for the MSCA. I'm from the St. Cyril and Methodius University in Skopje. And actually, we are two NCPs in our countries. There is also Ms. Arieta Gemeli from the Ministry of Education and Science. So the concept today was to share some key recommendations and some key anti-recommendations. So for recommendations, I would say that it's very important in the beginning to be familiar with the funding program. And that was excellent presentation by Mr. Spahic of the available offer by the program. The second point is very much linked to what Veronica already said, to really explore all possible approaches to network. Especially for countries like ours, we really need to find the right matches and the right synergies. And one of the good examples was using the MSCA net matchmaking platform. When it comes to the proposal and the project itself, I think as a recommendation, it would go that all sections should be treated equally. So sometimes we see that people put a lot of effort in the excellence, for example, section, and then they get tired as soon as they get to the impacts and sustainability. But this is something really to take into consideration, to treat all sections equally and to dedicate time to writing the proposals. When it comes to the don'ts, I would say really don't be afraid to be original, authentic, and this is one of the pros of the program, that it is a bottom-up approach, so you can really use all your interesting research topics and ideas. It is also very important to be sure that your institution matches the requirements to apply for the program. So I just put a let's say, an example with the gender equality plan, whether your institution has it. And when writing the proposal, it's also very important to connect it to the national and European important strategies and documents at the moment. And I will finish up with the risks. Make sure that you try to, let's see, anticipate all the possible risks that might be there in implementing the project and come up with good contingency plans. So looking forward to more context through our NCP network. Thank you, Elke.
Well, thank you, Alexandra. I think you also have a lot of people in the audience that are relevant for you in particular. So a lot of people from North Macedonia registered for the event. I would give the floor to Gentrit, who is speaking to us from Pristina.
Hello, everyone. Somehow this sounds like the Eurovision where we have to distribute the points. So hello from Kosovo. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Especially we in the Western Balkans, we need as much support as we can get in order to attract our institutions, our academics, to utilize these opportunities that only MSCA has to offer. So I don't know if I misunderstood the task, but I aligned or I just put one bullet point or just one issue per do and don't, unlike Alexandra, and following Alexandra's footsteps is a very huge task. So I will begin. So my first recommendation and most important recommendation is the alignment with EU policy priorities and societal challenges. We have so many researchers that are very embroiled in what they do, and they think that what their field of study is the most important and the most groundbreaking there is. But if they fail to get this alignment with the EU policies and societal challenges, which are outlined each year and each few years, they will be having trouble to push forward their project or their proposal. And these policy priorities and social challenges are quite wide. So it is highly likely that your project and your idea is aligned with one of these priorities, but you have to mention and you have to add language in your proposal that these are the objectives that this project is trying to reach, and the impact aligns with these policy priorities. Whereas in the don'ts section, I'd suggest that people do not double down on narrow research interest of the department or the institution. The MSCA favors and advocates for multidisciplinarity and interdisciplinarity. You cannot have a specific focus. You cannot get your research and staff exchange or any looking at the
I think we have a connection problem. Yes, I see my colleague nodding. Let's see if
this would be a no-go. So these would be my two major recommendations for do's and don'ts. Thank you.
Thank you, Gentrit. We lost you for a few seconds, but I think you got the message across also that people from Kosovo are very warmly welcome to contact with you. As a very active NCP in the region, so I'm sure he will be able to help you also bilaterally. Martina, I would give the floor to Montenegro. Okay, there is Martina. Okay, maybe there is a connection issue. If that doesn't work, I have for sure seen Robert being online. So Robert, can you share with us the points or views from Albania?
Yes, so hello everybody.
Hey Robert.
I think
we can hear you.
Yeah. I'm trying to put my camera on, but it's not working. My name is Robert Dumi, and I am from Tirana, Albania. I am NCP for MSCA in Albania. Another NCP is in Maritime Recreation from Albania. We are two altogether. I am from NASRI, National Agency for Scientific Research Innovation, which at the same time is acting as a coordinator of NCPs in of framework programs in Albania. I would like to mention that we are not proud of the numbers we are achieving in the MSCA in Albania altogether, generally. And I had a look at last time yesterday for all the Western Balkan countries, and I think the numbers are very, very low, and we have to do a lot of in this agenda. For this occasion, we have organized an info day last year with an expert of REA, Research Executive Agency, and we had another info day Horizon Europe last 25th of October, where Stephanie from European Commission was presenting some issues of MSCA actions. But even though we are in a non-stopping national campaign on promoting MSCA generally, and especially of MSCA in Staff Exchange in Tirana, Albania. And I am glad to see here that one possible applicant from Albania is now Anna Pochiro is now following us online, and she is ready to apply for Staff Exchange this call, and I will fully support her on her application. One of the problems we have to do, one of the do's we have to select priorly the master degrees and young researchers, and to train or to promote to them and to encourage them for the MSCA, because the MSCA, we all know, this is a wonderful opportunity for all the young researchers and not only. And this way, we would like very much to, we will do our best to encourage and to bring some more new and fresh applicants in MSCA in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Yes, also in Albania, we hope really to get more applications going. Our colleague Huria I'm sorry, I might have mispronounced your name, is joining us from Bosnia and Herzegovina. The floor is yours.
Hello to everybody. It is nice opportunity to meet and see you all, colleagues, especially colleagues from Balkan countries. My name is Huria Đurđević-Čančar. I am employed as a professor at the Faculty of Pharmacy of University of Sarajevo. We don't have umbrella organization dealing with actually with Horizon Europe and all those opportunities for application for foundings from European Union, as we have a specific political system which doesn't embrace whole country at one. Now we are working under the umbrella of Ministry of Civil Affairs, which is not which can't embrace all our activities, as we are not employed. We don't have an agency, and all NCPs are employed somewhere as a professor, or they are working in different institutions. And this is our actually more voluntary work to help Bosnia and Herzegovina to be part of big European Union Horizon program. what I have to actually, what I advise to the applicants, first we made one info days in February of this year, in which participated beside me, we had a guest from Slovenia, NCPs from Slovenia and from Croatia. They explained their experiences. We presented, and one example in which candidate for postdoctoral networking, which used that grant to work in Bosnia and Herzegovina. She just give some her points from her experience on this program, and explained the participants of that info day of info days her some experience and obstacle which she had is she received the grant as the second time, as a result of second application. Her first application wasn't gave her the grant. What I ask my applicants and the people who are actually asking me how they can apply for Maria Skłodowska-Curie action programs, different programs, then I say this, that is best time to start is yesterday rather than tomorrow, after you see that actually, or you have a knowledge that program will start soon. Documents are usually found. I send them the links where they can find the documents and all those important issues which they have to fulfill in their applications. What is most important for us, due to this complicated system, then employee, you must notice your employee. I said to them, that must notice their employee that they are interested to participate in such program, because we have some limitations due to possibility to be absent from the work. For example, now we are speaking about this staff exchange. Those long-term exchanges, 46 months, etc., are not possible to be used from our applicants, as we have actually not longer than 2 semesters, school semesters, if our applicants are from the universities, or if they are employed in certain organizations, that is limitation is more strict, because they can use just maybe those short-term 1 month to 3 months exchanges. That is the first what I actually recommend them. After that, to start on time with the preparing documents, reading some applications from the previous successful applications from previous calls, and then to start preparing the documents. This is the second most important thing which I recommend to them, because they will have usually they prepare everything, and then they have the problem with that not to lose job. That is very important to mention for us till we change the system or something else. I don't know what will happen in future, but this is the biggest obstacles for our applicants in all programs. Usually when they apply and receive those long-term grants, they are losing their job and they are not coming back to the Bosnia. We have few examples that they went and they are in the they are working in the institutions where they went to the for their grants actually in frames of Maria Skłodowska-Curie. What I said to them when we go to this all previous NCPs just mentioned the most important things which we present to our applications to applicants and to those who are interested actually, and they are asking us about how they can apply for this different programs in frame of Maria Skłodowska-Curie action. We are usually say that they must understand those risks of implementation, as well as clearly define the task and objectives for all parties involved in the consortium. What on the end, when I say to them, be clear in your goals and everything what you have to what is in frame of the documents what they have to fulfill is to be to write the proposal which will impress the evaluators, and as a result to receive the one grant from that. That is what we usually say to them.
Thank you for making the case also for why the short-term staff exchange is particularly important for the regional stakeholders. Gordana, will you wrap it up for us?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, so hello everyone, and thank you to the organizers for the opportunity to not only promote the action, but also the people who can help. Having said that, it's a pleasure to be here, and my name is Gordana Vlahovic, and I come from the University of Novi Sad Faculty of Sciences, and I have been working as a Serbian NCP for Marie Curie actions for 11 years now, so it's been a long time. And I'll try to be very brief. Having said that, the NCPs are important, please do inform us that you are preparing a proposal, because we can only help. Another important point is that we more or less all lack the peer review culture. So it's always okay to talk to your colleagues about the idea itself, although it is a bottom-up process in an approach. It's okay to talk to your colleagues who are knowledgeable in the area, who are experts, who can help you sharpen the idea and make it more attractive, and etc., etc. Even though you know your science very well, you have to be very aware of the details, because the devil is in the details and it is a game changer. So nothing should be left unsaid. You have to be very articulate about the idea and very clear how you put it in the paper. Use the resources that are around you. In the first place, the MSCA Net project that Veronique so nicely presented, and take the time to read more than the guideline documents, more than guide for applicants, because there are many references to policies around the call. There are many references to different agendas like Western Balkans, Green Agenda, or anything alike. So make a folder on your computer that will be some policies, documents, strategies that converge and resonate well with your idea. It's always good to say and to show to the evaluators that you understood the task, that you're aware of the implications, the goals, the impacts, and so on and so on. So there should be a person in your team who will be ready to read the small letters, the footnotes, and the wider policy documents. When we advise what not to do is, of course, don't leave anything for the very last minute, because it can go wrong and there's no maybe chance to go back. Don't leave any unanswered questions, and be very much aware of what the template asks from you. So anything that is asked means that it should be answered. Don't forget to check who your partners are, if they have their PIC numbers registered, if they're eligible partners, if everything is okay in their organizations, if they have the papers provided to you, like commitment letters and so on and so forth. And if you are a coordinator, keep your coordination tight, because you are the one to get them all on board, to make everything work well, and be the person who is the main communication channel with the European Commission. And having said that, my email is also available on the slide. So I say hi to the Serbian community of researchers, and I'm very much open to your ideas. And please do contact me if you have an idea, because I will provide you with the documents that might not be very available out there for you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gordana. And I think we will see just next how the University of Novi Sad actually is able to profit of all this knowledge. Because we were successful to invite Goran Stojanovic, who is one of the people in the region that have successfully applied for staff exchange program projects, and who is really using this to the benefit of Serbia and the region. And so the floor directly goes on to Goran.
Thank you, Elken. Good afternoon to all of you. Just tell me, can you see the slides and can you hear me very well?
We can hear you very well, and the slides, we currently see them in the slide mode, not in the presentation mode.
Mm-hmm.
Is readable, but could be improved by putting them into the presentation mode.
Okay, just to see. And now?
Still in the presentation, in the mode where we see also the small. I wouldn't worry too much about that at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
up to you.
And the slides are changed. I mean, you can see different slides.
At the moment, we see the starting slide, and on the side, the small ones that you have prepared. Now you moved it to the second, I think. Yes.
Yes, I mean, I would like, it's important for me to see the good resolution.
I have the PDF of your slides. I don't know if that is also not much better, probably, to share those.
Mm-hmm. So I put here in the full screen mode, and I'm not sure what
Let's
happened.
hope for the.
Let's start in this way. So in previous 18 years, I tried to oriented my strengths, efforts to attract EU funds for research and innovation for growing of my team. And in that period, I attracted more than 20 millions of euros. And in this moment, I have 3 Maria Skłodowska-Curie staff exchanges projects. In 2 of them, I coordinator, and these 2 I would like to present today to you. First one has acronym SALSET, and the title of the project is Innovative Bioinspired Sensors and Microfluidic Devices for Saliva-Based Theranostics. Theranostics means therapy and diagnostics in oral cavity and to prevent other systematic diseases. So when you start thinking about Maria Skłodowska-Curie staff exchange projects proposal and to write project proposal, the first is to generate idea for that project. In my team, we try to help we call that in my team 3P. First P is people, second pets, and third plants. And usually, these are the target groups of our project proposals. This project proposal subset is written in order to help people to have appropriate oral hygiene and also from that general health. Especially small but very important target group are autistic children. They do not fully aware about they're not fully aware about oral hygiene, and the idea of the project is to develop sensors from food which can detect different biomarkers, bacteria in oral cavity, and in the guards to put different microfluidic channels and to clean our teeth through these microfluidic devices, and in that way to provide appropriate oral hygiene. So the first thing is to have good idea. The second, to have good consortium. What is the optimal number of partners in the consortium? From 6 to 10. In my project proposal, I usually have 8 or 7, around 8, and try half of them to be from academia and half of them to be from business sector. And these project proposals, MSCA Staff Exchange programs as a general, is very good because it happens to me many times when I'm talking with my collaborators and I say, oh, we should develop this and this, for example, this chip. And they told me, okay, professor, I'm very smart. I have brilliant ideas, but I don't have equipment here to manufacture this chip. And I said, okay, but do you know institution where you can find that equipment? And they usually say, okay, that equipment I have in Switzerland or in New Zealand. And I said, okay, would you like to go in New Zealand? Yes, I would like. Then we can write MSCA Staff Exchange project proposal, which means if any time in your life you mentioned, oh, I will go in the end of the world, this project proposal allows you to go at the end of the world. For example, in this project proposal, I have partners from Australia, from Curtin University from Perth. I have University of Malaya from Kuala Lumpur, from Malaysia. I have 2 institutions from Europe, from Serbia as a coordinator, and Wrocław University from Poland. And we have 4 companies from Europe. So,
Goran, do you
yes.
want me to share the slides? Because I know you have this
Yes. Okay.
wonderful slide where you
Okay.
show actually all those
Please
list
do.
of participants, and I think it.
Please do.
Yes.
Please
So
do. Yes.
I think you were at this slide.
Yes. That is the slide. Yes. So as I said, we have consortium composed from half of the partners from academia and half partners from business sector. You can go to the next slide. Next. After creation of the consortium, the next thing in the project proposal is to create of the map of secondments. And you can go on the next slide there, please. So that is the map of secondments. What does it mean? Which means how many researchers from your institution would like to travel to another institutions? As you can see here, for example, researcher 1 from University of Novi Sad will go in company West Aquila in July in Italy. After that, in company Naturality from Spain. After that, University of Malaya 1 month. And the unwritten rule is that short duration of the secondments are intended to be used by experienced researchers, and a long duration of secondments for early stage researchers, which actually will work scientific research work during that period. Once again, the visits can be from 1 month to 12 months. So one person, one researcher cannot spend more than 12 months of secondments in the whole project. I mean, using all partners in the consortium. Please go to the next slide. After that, you will see during that secondments, we develop different prototypes and products. As you can see here, in the guard for oral cavity, we included the different electronic components and different microfluidic devices, which can provide appropriate measurements and appropriate oral hygiene. Next slide. After that, we develop in CD, actually in vitro devices, which can detect any diseases from your saliva. Next. You can see here the complete platform, which we develop and expose on different fairs, industrial fair in Germany and Greece. And we use different orthodontic appliances to provide the appropriate oral hygiene. Of course, one of the work package within your Maria Sklodowska Staff Exchange project is dissemination and communication and exploitation, and we participated in Researcher Night and different conferences. I created one promotional video. Even the ambassador of Malaysia in Serbia visited our lab, because in that moment we had one researcher from Malaysia performing secondment in my lab. Next. The project, which started 1st January this year, has acronym Gait Rehab, and the title is Intelligent Wearable System for Enhanced Personalized Gait Rehabilitation. And next slide. The idea for this project proposal, so once again, everyone who wishes to apply for this call, the first step is idea. And after that, the good project concept. The idea for this project was born during the COVID. And in that period, many friends of mine contact me and tell me, oh, my parents should go in the hospital for electrotherapy, but we cannot go in the hospital. We are in lockdown. And I said, okay, don't worry, I will solve that. How you can solve that? I mean, we will develop the concept instead of hospital. We will move to the concept of hospital, and I will develop complete system with the assistive robot, which can perform complete rehabilitation process at home, where you are the most comfortable and relaxed. And we actually develop different sensors in the socks, shoes, and to detect the appropriate walking pattern of people who have needs for rehabilitation. We develop different software for that and robots to lead the appropriate rehabilitation process. And that is the topic of this project. Next slide, please. And after that, we created consortium. We have 4 partners from academia: University of Novi Sad as a coordinator, Catholic University of Leuven from Belgium, Prince Ongle University from Thailand, Australia University from Chile. So in this project, you can include any country from this globe. And we have 2 companies, 3 companies, 2 from Italy and 1 from Greece. And of course, how you select these companies or partners, you select in order to cover the complete puzzle of your project concept. So each of these partners covers one of the expertise which we need and one research topic which we need in the project. Next, please. Related to the budget, I will, at the end of my presentation, I will cover some and answer some of your questions. On different trainings which I deliver, they ask me, oh, how to create budget, but there is no, I mean, that is not the issue at all. I mean, in this project, the creating budget is straightforward. You just should decide how many person months your staff members will spend in some other institution in the consortium. And that's all. And that month multiplied with 4,600, that is your budget. So budgeting is not the issue at all. And after that, when you have that budget, you can decide, I mean, first half is for staff and should go directly to the members of your consortium, I mean, staff who will perform secondment. And the second half is for your institution. It was some question, oh, can I buy equipment from this research networking training cost? The answer is yes. I mean, can I buy equipment 400,000 euros? No, because you will not enough budget for that. But you can buy equipment 20, 30,000 euro, you will have enough for that. Article processing fee, materials for research conferences, I mean, everything. And nobody will check that part of the budget. So only which audit will check is this part related to the staff members' secondment, how to check and what to check. I mean, air ticket, accommodation, certificate that you perform that lab book. So these are proofs that you spent some period of time in another institution in the consortium. Please, next. So this is the example of very straightforward creation of the budget. So University of Novi Sad, during the 4 years of the duration of the project, will spend 43 months with some other institution in the consortium, multiply with 4,600 euros. That is the budget of my institution. And at the beginning of the project, you will receive 60% of that budget, and the half of the project, if you pass midterm review meeting, you will get next 25%, and at the end of the project, you will get maximum up to additional 15% of the project budget. And the same for all other partners in the consortium. Next, please. In addition to these secondments, you should also organize different networking events such as workshop, webinars, summer school, final project conference, and you should create the plan and explain the content of this event in your project proposal. Next, please. As you can see, within this project in 5th of October, we published on our site the workshop which we organized in Thailand. We have different reports from secondment which our staff already executed within the project, which is the most important. Ideally, each secondment as a result should have one publication, let's say, which means journal or conference publication, or some prototype, or some report, or so it means something which you can inform or deliver Brussels as a result of your project. Next. For example, one researcher from Chile visited my lab, and during 1 month of secondment, we developed for shoes insole with sensors which can detect the exact pattern of your walking and the force when you walk and difference between left and right foot, as you can see here. And that is very innovative. So here you can see all my details, contact details, and you can contact me, and I'm ready to answer on any of your questions because I live with these projects proposals. All my project proposals I'm writing, I mean, from idea to final proposal and implementation. Related to some questions from your side, it was some question related to consortium agreement. Consortium agreement is not important at all in this moment. So please don't waste your time thinking about consortium agreement and budget. That is not the issue at all. In this moment, you should thinking about idea, concept, consortium, and to write good project proposal. If your project proposal pass and you will enter in the grant agreement preparation phase, you will sign consortium agreement among the partners. But in this moment, that is not problem at all. About impacts, it was some questions. Please share some tricks and tips related to the impact section. In the impact section, you should write about impact on individuals. That is the first step, which means for researchers. What will be the impact of this project after 10 months spending secondments of my researcher in Malaysia, for example? And please put yourself in that position, which means I learned some new softwares. I means researcher. I acquired new knowledge about that specific technological process. I fabricate that and that knowledge I will transfer at my home institution. And I create my own network of new contacts, new researchers, which will create new project proposals in the future. The second one, institutions. So impact on the level of institution. So we have collaboration with prestigious institutions in EU, like Catholic University of Leuven, or in worldwide. In one project, I have Drexel University from USA, with the researcher Yuri Gogolsky, who has age index 163 and has 75,000 citations. That is impact on your institution. I mean, if we publish together, your institution will be better positioned on Shanghai or any other ranking list. And the third aspect is impact on Europe, on innovativeness in Europe, new products, new sensors for shoes, and the most important target group or end user, which is selected in your project proposal. So if you have any other questions, please ask me after this. Thank you so much for your attention.
Wow, thank you, Goran, and thanks for your availability and the big round of applause on that. I would like to give the floor directly. There is an applause and there is one question. So Milica, maybe you can take the floor, but make it very short.
Yes, thank you, Goran, for this presentation. I just have one question. Does every partner has to have a researcher for exchange, and does it mean that each exchange has to be between partners of the project?
Yes, so that is very often question. Okay, I wish to be only partner and to accept some researchers, and I will not send any of my staff anywhere in the consortium. Is it possible? I mean, no, which means your budget will be zero, because the budget is calculated not according to the number of hosting, but sending researchers. So that is the point. And the exchange of the staff is in Europe is usually among different sectors. It was one question: what is intersectoral and what is interdisciplinary? In the first presentation today, we heard that 1/3 can be in the same sector in Europe, which means from company to company or from university to university, but only if it's interdisciplinary. What does it mean? Which means I'm from Department of Electronics, and I can go in Belgium, Catholic University of Leuven, only if in another department, which is mechanical engineering or biomedicine, not electronics. That means interdisciplinary. So in Europe, interdisciplinary. In Europe, between companies and university, in any way, that is not problem. And between other partners from outside of Europe and Europe, any exchange company, university is allowed.
Sorry, but they doesn't necessarily has to be a partner on a project.
It must be partner of the project. It must be beneficiary in the project. So I cannot go in the Centrum for Social Innovation if the LK is not the beneficiary in my consortium.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
We are looking forward to hosting you at some point. At this point, I think we can wrap it up with an evaluator's perspective. So we have invited Daniel Hoffman from the University of Zagreb. I see yours sharing your screen yourself. I could have done it for you as well, but this is optimal. So the floor goes to you, Daniel.
Okay, thank you very much, Elke. And thank you all for coming to this event. So I'll try to be quite fast in this and be a bit faster to wrap it up in time. So I'm Daniel Hoffman. I'm associate professor at University of Zagreb in Croatia. And I'll tell you a bit how I became an evaluator and why you should maybe join as an evaluator, and maybe give you some tips if you will be writing some proposal, how to make it really good one, in short, of course. So I have joined in 2017 and have been evaluating from then. Before that, I have been evaluating lots of other European national projects. So that was actually the reason why I wanted to join, to maybe share my knowledge, to evaluate more, to gain some more knowledge with this evaluation. If you would like to be an evaluator, and I would really suggest you to do it. It's an easy process to join. You just need to go to this website. So you have the link on my slides. So just enter basic information about you from your CV, your experience, and all that you have done so far. You don't really have to have like 50 proposals evaluated before you join this evaluation team. Just enter everything that you know and what you have, and they will see what you know, and they will actually choose who will be the evaluator. So except from gaining some new knowledge, maybe from that field that you are in, you will maybe get something from some other fields. You will also gain some knowledge about writing the proposal while you are reading some other ones. So you'll be able to be better in writing the proposals, and also you will get some analytical skills in reading others' proposals and finding out, are they actually good, not good, and what is actually beneficial in all that. And of course, not to miss this one, of course, you will be paid for what you do. So you will be paid for things that you will be doing at your work or at home, evaluating remotely, and also for the central phase in the Brussels, where you will be evaluating together with other evaluators and making your, let's say, final decision about the projects. So how would you make your proposal stand out from all the other proposals? This is maybe just 3 steps that I would suggest. Of course, Goran and Amir, they also said some good suggestions. This is something that I see that is maybe crucial. So you have the template of the proposal that you need to write all of your data inside with the excellence, impact, and all the other parts. And what is important that you really read it, each word of that template. So you can see it on the screen on the right, how it looks. So really, for each question, please read what is expected from you. So to be able to write everything in the right place and to be able to really answer the question from the beginning till the end, read each word, each sentence, and try to describe everything that is asked from you in that part. Because maybe you have a great project, but you don't explain everything that is needed to the evaluator, and he will not know that you actually are considering all the stuff that you need to consider. Besides that, please try to make text be fluid and as specific as you can. So with fluid, I mean please try to find some colleague from some other department or someone who is not even in your field just to read your proposal. And when he says this part is not really readable to me, try to make it more readable, more easy, more lightweight to the evaluator, because there will be several evaluators. Not all of those will be really strictly in your field. So they all need to understand what you'd like to do, and they don't have your background. So add also some basic stuff to explain everything that is needed for them. And also try to be specific, not to just write that you will publish something in some journal. Try to put the name of the journal, or at least the impact of the journal, the number of publications, and be as specific as you can so that the evaluator really sees that you have thought about everything and that you know what you will be doing, and that you have planned everything. Of course, start on time with this. I mean, please try to start several months, 2 or 3 months before the deadline for the submission. You will have probably a consortium of 5 to 10 or even more organizations. You will maybe have to remove some of them after you start negotiating, so, or add some more. So try to start it on time to see who is really needed, and that all parties are really needed for that proposal. So that was really, really fast. And if you have any other questions or anything, please don't hesitate to send me an email and contact me if you need anything. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I think it's a very generous offer from all of you that you have shared so generously your email addresses and your contact details. And I would like to also conclude this with a big thanks for all the speakers, and also for making yourself available for having this meeting recorded. I would like to also just finally draw your attention that the presentations are available online, and that we're recommending everyone in the Western Balkans to follow the Western Balkans Info Hub. This is our contribution to sharing knowledge with the region. And with that, I would formally conclude this this session. I don't know if I did not see specific questions in the chat at this point, and we should close the recording at least for participants within time. So we have dedicated 90 minutes, and yes. I feel a little bit sorry for cutting this short, because obviously there could now be much more lively discussion as well. But this was a first awareness raising event, and I think colleagues in the region and beyond are available and enthusiastic to help everyone with the next staff exchange proposals and ideas. So we're looking forward to plenty of evaluators and projects and proposals in the region, and good luck.